Here we have the file that we have exported with the products as our example file. You'll see that it's placed those titles in the header here of each column so you can know exactly what must go where, and it's given you a lot of examples. There is two real big things that needs to change, that you cannot just use the way it's been exported. One of them is the way that your image is being shown here. It actually added the whole path to the image. You don't need to add the whole path to the image. So you would simply need to remove those paths. In fact, since most of the time you would not really be working on the stuff that you've exported, you would rather be adding new products. You would simply from the start just put the product's image name like that, provided that you have added that image to this folder called products. Since by default, if we go back to the website and we go to VI Pro process, and we select the import and open it, I've already done that, and we look at image path, we see that it's already adding this to the import. So the column that has the image detail in it doesn't need to add it again. He needs to add whatever needs to be from after this product folder. So if we go back to our spreadsheet, that means you can remove anything that is from the product down to images, can just be removed. And if you look at your thumbnail, you would keep this last folder called resized and remove anything from after that, simply because it will then just add this, append this to that string that's already in place. Okay, so that's the only real big change when it comes to the images. The other big change that you need to just keep in mind is if you look at the, let's just remove these images so we can see better here. If you look at the custom title, custom value, and the custom price, it has exported those with the custom title has this tilde there and there. That's between the titles that it is added to the product. Now those titles correspond to these values, but it separated the values with a pipe. You cannot import the values with this pipe. It will just not work. You will need to replace this pipe with a tilde. I think they call that a tilde. No, it's a tilde. That's the correct name. So you'd replace the pipe with a tilde. This is just next to the 1 on the keyboard. You press shift, then it should add this. And so you need to just replace those with the tilde, and that is the only real big change that needs to be made in the file when you are actually exporting the products and you want to import the same file just with a few changes. There is a easier way to do this, much more faster, by using an application which I have, which is called ASAP Utility. ASAP Utility you can find by just going to Google and type in ASAP Utility. There is the name, and then it can you can add that. There is a free version. I'm using the registered version, so it has a little quite a few more features. So let's quickly see how I will do this in a bulk way. Let's say I've got a whole column. It's got a lot of pipes in them. I want all the pipes to be replaced in any of these columns. I want the pipes replaced, so I'll use advanced character remove and replace. First I'll select none to make sure none is gonna be done. Then pipe, there's the pipe character, and then add this as the replacement, and say OK. Now it's replaced all the pipes with that character, and I'm done. So that would be the quick way of doing it. If you don't have ASAP utility, just Google it and you can get the free version at least, and I'm sure you could do much of that as well. So that's the only real big change that you must amend so that all of these values are separated by this tilde and not by a pipe. Okay, now I'm also going to be adding about 170 new products to the shop. I'm going to be using just one image for all of them, simply just to make it easier. Now I've already prepared this spreadsheet with those new products, but just to give you a little explanation of how I did this, I'll just quickly show you here. Basically, in product SKU, I have added a number, a unique number, because each product must have its own unique number. Then in product name, I've also given each product a unique name. In manufacturer, I've just used the same manufacturer for everyone. As well as category, I've created a new category. You do not need to create the category in VirtualMart. If the category is not already created in VirtualMart and it sees that there is a new category in this column, it will create that category for you, which is quite nice. And it will place the product inside of that category. Now, just a little bit more about categories. If you want to put a product in more than one category, let's say I want to have a product in garden tools, and I also want the product in power tools. Sorry, not like that. I need to copy it like that. Double click here. Then I must place a pipe and then power tools. Then if I want it to be in let's say power tools and indoor tool, well, not in power tools now, I've already done that, but I want it in indoor tools, which is a subcategory of power tools, then basically I would also just add it there after the pipe. And so now it will be placed in garden tools, power tools, and power tools subcategory called indoor tools. This one product. Now we're not going to do that, but just wanted to give you that quick explanation of how to get it into one or more categories. You would actually need to declare that this specific product is, if you only put it like that, it will put the product only in the last part of the string. If you want the product also placed in power tools, you need to add it a second time with a pipe and then only place it in a subcategory. So that's how you would basically do that. Okay, now price, or what's this now, product parent, we didn't add any of those, just published and quantities. File URL, again we just took the file. I'm going to use demo.jpg as my image for all my products, so that would be the file URL, and then in the thumbnails URL it will be resized, resized / demo.jpg. So that would be the file URL for the thumb, and for the image, all of my images the same. Custom title, I'm going to be adding just sizes to it, so that basically be size, and then that little sign, size, and again that sign, size, and again that sign, because we must create each of those lines, remember? So each of those lines that we looked up earlier is like what we must first declare in this title string. And so if we want to set up, let's say, 8 sizes from 6 to 13, which is 8 sizes, you need 8 of these declared in this line, separated with no spaces. Don't put any space like that. That will destroy the command. So you must have it just with no spaces, and then the next one. So this is again size. Oops, just remember this until you have reached all 8. Then in the next column you would have your values, and again it would be 6 with that little character there, 7, and so you'd go on all the way to 13. And the same with price. If you don't have a change in price, let's say in the first 3 sizes, then you'd make it 1, 2, 3 to secure the first 3 as 0, and then thereafter, let's say you got 110 up, and then 110 and 110, and so you would go on until you've got exactly the same amount of that you've used in the previous setup. Okay, let me paste that which I've prepared in here so you can see what I mean. Okay, so here we've pasted it, and so there you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sizes, and there they are, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to 13, and there's the prices, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I added 0 there just so that I can sort of think, but you don't need to. It could just be nothing, but it needs to have this to declare that there is a space. Okay, then of course your short description, I've just taken the top one here and just added it to all the products. So if you look here, you'd see that we have demo product 1 all the way down to demo product 775. Same manufacturer, price, everything. This is the PC accessories that we're gonna add, and then there is we're just adding this custom field just to show you how to do that. There is our demo image, and there it is linked. Okay, so now let's save this file, and then let's import that to the website. Before importing that file to the website, you must ensure that your images are already all loaded to the server. Now, we can use Media Manager to achieve that. You could either go to it through this quick link here. If it's not available in these quick links, you could access it through this article Media Manager. Now, in Media Manager, you'd click on Stories, Virtual Mart, Products. Now we're going to make use of a product called Demo. It's not been added yet, so we'll click Choose File, go to my desktop, then there is Demo. This is the big file, 400 by 400. So we first upload that big one. Start uploading. Okay, so there it is. This is our demo file. Then in Resize, we open that folder. We also want to upload the thumb of that image, resized, open it, and start upload. To upload more than one image at a time, simply when you've clicked on this choose file, then select all the images you want to upload at once and click open. Doing that will place that into this upload, and then click start, and it will upload it one at a time, but no images bigger than 10 meg. Okay, so that's doing bulk uploads. Now we have our images in place. Now we can start with uploading that spreadsheet or let's say those new products to our website. We would go to CSVI Pro, process, and then when we get there, select the import that we set up previously and click open. I've already done that, so I've got mine open here. Again, just to make sure our path is set right, we wanted to process the image. We don't need to change anything here. All of our fields are correct. Our file is correct. Now we need to just select that file. Click on this choose file. Once you've navigated to it and selected it, it will show up here. Then you would click process. It will show you as it's counting the time that it's using. So it's processed 191 entries, which of those are 175 were new and they were added, and altogether were updated. Okay, so there we now have all the new products added to the shop, so we can go to the shop and look at those products. Virtual Mart. Products. And there's all our products listed. And you can see it placed the products into accessories. So if we quickly look at our product categories, you'd see that it created a new category, called it PC, and a subcategory calling it accessories, and it placed all our products inside of that category. Nice. Now of course it didn't add an image to these, it didn't add description, none of those things, so you can come in and edit these as you would like. Now let's look at one of those products. They're all really the same. You can see this is the product SKU. It's all the same really. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to add them. Now we'll just open one. And so we'd see that it has generated the alias from the product name. You see that? It's used the default currency, so your shop default currency must just be set correct. And then it added the price. It's added it to accessories. And then with the description, it's added that description that we've added. There is so many in stock. We didn't use any weight dimensions. It's added the two images, the thumbnail as well as the big image. There are they, both of them in place. And it has added the custom fields. So there we go, all of them. And then of course the extra price added from 9 up to 13. The first three were no price change. So that is how you add products to the shop in a bulk way. Very easy, not really complicated. But yes, if you for some reason see something didn't go according to what you expected, you could usually fix that by changing your spreadsheet or updating something and then just re-import those products. I think that the more you would work with this, the more you'd become comfortable. And so be very careful though. I think do practice on one or two with starting. It's much easier to delete 2 products than so many. And yes, be careful to change products that are already in the shop. If you want to avoid doing that, then you'd simply go to your import template. Remember, going to CSVI Pro processes and then selecting the import template and open. Then fields, you would have one here that says override existing data. This you would change to no. And then it won't override anything. In fact, all the duplicates that it might find, anything in your spreadsheet that they see, okay, it's already in the shop, it will simply skip those and it will not show, run it. So as it says there, it will just skip the record if it exists. And so this is a way that you could protect yourself from this damaging already imported or already active products. And if you just want to add a few, so I would suggest add 2 products, see how it looks, remove those 2, add them again, just so that you could do a little bit experimenting and so forth. Then there are other options as well, as it says here, importing media, categories, calculation rules. I'm not going to do explanation on those, tutorials on those. You could experiment with them as well. I think this one gives you quite enough information of how to find your way around. Okay. Next, we will look at how to actually then link to your shop through the menus so that you can see your products on the front of your web shop and start looking at actually how it displays to the public.